Hi, Justin Moore, General Manager of George Moore Chevrolet. Little further south than normal. We're down near the St. Augustine Regional Airport at the new V Pizza, not open yet, going to be open soon, with Dave. David is the guy at V Pizza. No title, just the guy. How you doing?
Very good.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Great looking place.
Thank you.
When are you planning on opening?
You asked this before, and now we actually put it on here. In a perfect world, we're opening very, very soon, week or two, early August.
Okay.
Just everything has to line up perfectly, and everybody has to do their jobs, but then we're open.
So my home V Pizza, because how many locations are there now?
This will be number 11.
Wow. Okay. My home location is Julep.
Yeah.
And when I pulled up, feels a lot like Julep. Open the door, totally different theme.
Yep.
Who decides that? Like, I get the airplane because there's an airport.
Yeah. I mean, we have a crashed airplane 100 feet from the airport. I promise this didn't happen after we started. It was planned. But like, we obviously have experience with this exact building. We put this exact building in Palm Valley. This one's 5 foot wider. That's the only difference between the metal building. Everything else is aesthetic. So everything else is we're just purposely making this thing look like a little bit different. The bar is going to feel a little different. It's not going to be bourbon themed like Julep. So.
But you'll still be able to get bourbon.
Oh yeah, of course. All of our bar concepts are meant to kind of fit in the community where it's at. So obviously Julep is in Palm Valley, which used to be nothing but horse farms.
Right.
The only thing anybody knows about Julep is they serve them at the Kentucky Derby. That's where Julep came from. This one is in St. Augustine. The universal thought about St. Augustine is probably beaches.
Yeah.
You want to go a little more of a beach scene.
What else? Because you guys have a philanthropic endeavor that's going to be on every receipt at every V Pizza location. You want to talk about that?
That is the most important thing we do. V for Victory is the most important thing we do. It's the number one way we give back and are involved in our communities, besides just serving beer and food. So V for Victory, we started that charity to benefit families that are fighting cancer. The very short story is one of our owners' son was diagnosed with leukemia. Obviously they don't need the money, so the charity wasn't started for them, but as they were going in and out of treatment, they ran into so many families and heard so many stories where, having somebody in the family with cancer, they need full-time care. Right. So most of the time, if one person's already not a full-time homemaker at home all the time, most of the time somebody quits their job and stays home to care for the family member that's fighting cancer. The foundation was started to benefit those families fighting cancer. Although you've heard every single horror story out there about pennies on the dollar of all the donations charities collect go to the actual beneficiaries. So when we started this foundation, the number one goal was to be able to say, when we collect donations, 100% of the donations actually go to benefit these families.
What was the first location?
First location, San Marco, 1406 Hendricks Avenue. We put that one into an old paint factory, or at least a paint facility. I think it used to be a Sherwin-Williams or something like that, and you can tell. And as we've progressively opened these things, you can tell we've got better at it.
What's the busiest location?
The original, Mandarin, Jack's Beach, and Palm Valley are routinely competing. Jack's Beach during the summer months you can't even get in there most nights, but those four routinely are vying for number one.
I appreciate the late hours at Julep because it's usually, my wife and I go there on date night as like the nightcap, but it's always open. What's it like to staff that position?
I think our training program for our bars is phenomenal. Matt Carson and Dan Calkins, they do a phenomenal job training these guys on how to do it. Once we've trained them how to do it, it's kind of easy to staff. I gave you our tagline, the unapologetically authentic. That applies to what we do on our fruit side. Okay, when you order a pizza from V Pizza, 90% of your pizza is imported. Why? Because we want a pretentious? No. But we actually have our ovens handmade in Italy. Like, they are literally made in Naples, Italy, and shipped over here on a freaking boat. We have our 00 flour imported from Italy. We have our San Marzano tomatoes imported from Italy, not fake stuff. Like, all of this, we do this not to be pretentious. We do this because when we did taste testings, when we first started this concept, this stuff tasted better. We officially have our own and I guess it's technically V for Victory's beer, but
Yeah.
we made it happen. It's called Fight Like Hellas. It is a beer made for us by Veterans United. It's going to be, for at least initially, it's only going to be at V Pizzas. But $1 of every single beer we sell actually goes to the charity also. Fight Like Hellas, it's a Hellas beer. It's a German-style light lager, kind of.
For people in Jacksonville, it's like a Bud Light, if you can still say Bud Light, or it's like a Miller Light.
Like a Coors Light.
Yeah, like a
That's the
Coors
middle.
Light.
But it's easy to drink. It has better flavor. It's made by a local craft brewery by veterans, so it's not one of the giant conglomerates that are out there. $1 of every time you drink a beer goes to the charity. It tastes better, frankly, and if you're worried about whether one has 98 calories versus 94 calories, like, what am I gonna tell you?
Then tip your waitress, tip your bartender.
Tip your waitress. Donate to V for Victory every time you come in.
Yeah.
$1. Like, don't even think about it. It's $1. Who cares?